In this video, I'm going to show you how businesses that are doing $20,000 to $100,000 per month are leaking tens of thousands of dollars, and how you can implement systems that easily fix it and save you more time. So as with most businesses, you tend to have traffic, right? So it's either going to be from website visits, Instagram, meta ads, things like that. They enter your funnel, but most people have tons of leaks in their funnel, and it impacts the amount of money they end up receiving on the other end. And the specific businesses I'm referring to could be anywhere from selling high-ticket info products to high-ticket service-based businesses, like whether you're a tax strategist, med spa, law firm, businesses like that. And so these businesses typically already have a proven offer. They're already doing decently well. But what's holding them back isn't the offer, but it's what happens after a prospect raises their hand. So what I mean by that is they're using an outdated traditional website with too many options and generic stock photos. Their landing page has either no copy at all, or the copy doesn't speak directly to their ideal customer to actually like grab them by their attention and pull them in. They're not doing proper market research and wondering why their ads don't convert, because they don't actually take the time to understand exactly what their customers need to hear in order to buy from them. They're not posting on social media at all, which is crazy. And when you do post on social media, it actually makes your ads convert better because people want to actually, look into what you do. They have no real proper funnel in place to quickly convert interested buyers into paying clients. Like I said, they just throw a website up or throw a link in bio up. No actual CRM to track, manage, and nurture your leads based on how cold or warm they are. You or a team member manually responding to DMs instead of having an AI chatbot do it for you 24/7 with speed. Personally taking inbound calls instead of having an AI voice agent do it for you, still manually doing tasks on the back end or hiring an employee to do it when an AI can do it more efficiently 24/7 without them needing to take a day off when they get tired. And all of these mistakes are leaking in a disgusting amount of money for their businesses. So I'm going to show you the 3 biggest gaps and how you can fix these problems so that you can make more money and save more time, whether you're a business owner yourself or maybe you're a marketer learning how to scale your client's business. Even fixing just one of these can result in generating $47,000 in revenue without needing more leads or traffic. So the first one is the speed at which you respond to leads. So let's say somebody DMs you on Instagram. Honestly, ask yourself how long it takes before you get back to that person. Because what I've noticed, especially with a lot of contractors, they tend to take forever in order to get back to them. So you can DM them and you're interested in asking for their service, but they may take an hour, 2 hours, maybe even a day to get back to them. And that's when they're at their highest buying intent. So you want to make sure you're getting back to them as soon as possible. The other would be website visits, right? When somebody comes to your website, do you have something in place there to actually capture their attention and capture that lead? Do you have like some sort of a chat widget, like what's showing up here, that pops up and can actually ask their questions, can book appointments, can, actually find out what it is that they're looking for, because otherwise they're going to bounce and go somewhere else. Same with inbound calling, right? Like if you're busy, like I said, especially for contractors, it doesn't really apply to like info products, but if you're a contractor, you're going to be getting inbound calls, right? And so if you're not using an actual voice agent or an AI agent to pick up that call on your behalf, then you're missing out on a ton of leads who are going to just end up going somewhere else who responds to them much faster. The second is poor conversion systems. That's why I have a pretty standard traditional website that kind of looks butt, honestly. And this is what most businesses' websites look like. They have like generic stock photos. They just kind of throw up words that sound fluffy and nice, like legal and letter defense, which doesn't really mean anything. Like if I'm a client and I'm looking for legal defense, this doesn't really speak to my problem, does it? If I'm in real pain, you need to have copy on the page that speaks to my pain. Like where's the testimonials? Where's the case studies? Like where can I actually see how you can help me here? And so that drives down conversions a lot. There's no, like I said, there's no chatbot here to talk to somebody and help them get their questions answered. And so a lot of people will just bounce off the page and you end up losing conversions that way. The third one is the nurture and follow-up system. So this is when somebody has, opted into your funnel in some way. They've maybe been on a phone call with you. They have given you their email address, right? Some people aren't collecting emails at all, which is just insane, genuinely insane. Having some sort of system in place that keeps them all in a CRM to where they're actually being contacted. They're getting email sequences, they're getting nurtured, right? You're building trust, you're educating them. And so that actually brings them into your ecosystem and brings them into your brand. It's basically just having a system that nurtures them 24/7, that keeps you top of mind to where you're always able to have a conversation with them. Because 80% of sales happen between the 5th and the 12th touch, but most businesses, they follow up once, maybe twice, and then that lead goes into a black hole. So if you don't have an email sequence warming them up, keeping your product top of mind, you don't have any SMS text reminders, you don't have retargeting ads if you're running ads, keeping you top of mind. So you may be spending $5,000, $20,000, $50,000 on ads to get the lead, but then you're treating them like a one-night stand. Like once you actually get that lead, you're not nurturing them, you're not staying top of mind. So you should be collecting every person that enters your funnel as a lead and then blasting them with value and education over email, text, social media, retargeting ads until they buy. And you can easily set up email and SMS sequences to put your prospects through if they bounce off your website or if they click on your ad or if they no-show a call. So if we look at a comparison of a company that fixes these leaks versus one that doesn't. So if you look at business A, they're spending $10,000 a month on ads, getting 80 leads per month at a 10% conversion rate. So they're converting 10% of those 80 leads, which would be 8 sales. And so the average client value, let's say being conservative, it's $3,000, right? So they make $24,000 in that month, right? Now let's say business B, which is, let's just assume it's the same business. They're also spending $10,000 a month on ads. So they're spending the exact same amount, also getting 80 leads per month, same exact amount of leads, but they fix all those problems, all those bottlenecks. They're actually nurturing their leads. They're responding to them quickly, not just letting them fall through the cracks. And so their conversion rate jumps from 10% to 30%, which is very realistic by implementing these systems. And let's be honest, a lot of companies aren't even tracking these metrics at all, so they don't even know, which is a whole other issue. But just by simply boosting that conversion rate, they get 24 more sales with the exact same amount of lead flow that they had without changing their offer, without changing their pricing, without spending more on ads or posting more content. Same exact client value, just deal size of $3,000, except they made $72,000 as opposed to the other company only making $24,000. And simply by fixing their conversion and nurturing systems, company B generated $48,000 more than business A, with the exact same offer, the same service, and the same traffic. And so why does business B generate more? It's because their website has an AI chatbot that books meetings 24/7 and responds to interested leads within 1 minute. Their Instagram has mini chat installed, and when their prospects DM them a keyword, it responds to leads immediately. Instead of using an outdated traditional website with just fluff words and stock photos, they instead use a proper landing page that is designed to collect leads, that has an actual AI chat widget that answers questions and books appointments. They have targeted copy that speaks to their ideal customers' pain points, makes them stand out from competitors, and shows social proof. They also do proper market research, so their ads actually speak to their ideal clients' exact pain points and desires, so the ads actually produce a positive ROAS. It's not that ads don't work for you, it's just that you're just not good at them. Inbound calls are immediately greeted by an AI voice agent. So instead of you taking the calls manually when you get busy, an actual AI voice agent answers them. This would be for like inbound calls for booking appointments and questions, not for sales calls. You would definitely want to do sales calls yourself. It's just not, it's not at that level yet. But yeah, when a lead enters the funnel, they're automatically being hammered with value via text and email to get multiple touch points and warm them up to buy instead of, just letting them fall through the cracks. And so employees right now at a lot of businesses are doing manual tasks on the back end. But what you can do is you can implement AI, which is faster, that works 24/7 and is automatic. And so you also don't have to worry about paying AI. You don't have to worry about, AI taking the day off or getting sick or anything, right? Which, can suck for the employee, but the reality of it is AI can do a lot of manual labor that these businesses are doing. And so this is all from fixing what happens after somebody raises their hand, meaning when somebody shows that initial interest of becoming a lead, they land on your website, they land on your Instagram, they click on your ad. It's what are you doing after that happens to make sure you're selling as many leads as humanly possible. And so now that you know what the problem is and you know the solution, here's how you actually fix it. So the AI agents that respond to and nurture leads immediately that you can use Vappy for inbound call voice agents. So these are the ones that are going to pick up the phone when people call in. Again, this doesn't really matter for like info products, like online businesses, but for offline businesses like contractors, law firms, you can go to Vappy and you can get that installed. And then for inbound Instagram DMs, this is for any sort of online or offline business, you can have it set up so that in your Instagram bio, you'll see this a lot. People will put DM me whatever keyword to get started. So that way, if any prospects land on your Instagram page, they can just DM you a keyword and then boom, they get put through a sequence where they become an interested lead, they get sent a lot of value, and so that first minute is crucial. Speed to lead is literally everything. And then voice flow is what you can use for website AI chat widgets. So it's these little widgets you may have seen in the bottom right-hand corner of websites where when they get to a website, it'll pop up and offer to help them out, show them around, ask them questions, answer their questions, all that good stuff. Now for fixing leak number 2, that's going to be high converting marketing assets. So it's overhauling your current marketing assets to actually convert. So your landing pages and websites need to be modified so that the copy speaks to your customer's language, so that there's not too much decision fatigue and too much mess on the front page. There's social proof and testimonials. There's a clear value proposition that differentiates you from your competitors. What you can do right now, you can go to Claude.ai, you can copy and paste the URL link of your website into Claude, and you can ask Claude, what improvements can I make to my website so it can convert better? You can tell Claude everything about your service and your market, and it will help you write better copy for both your ads and your website, and it can optimize the design of your landing page for you. Now for third, automated lead nurture sequences, email and SMS. So this is going to be having email sequences that go out to your prospects when you get them as a lead. That's going to warm them up with social proof case studies and education. You can set up a sequence of emails to be sent out to them, as well as SMS check-ins that feel personal and timely, not pestering. As long as you're leading with value, you're not bothering them, you need to be following up with them repeatedly. Retargeting ads, if you're running ads that keep you top of mind. Automated workflows that tag and segment based on behavior. So each lead is basically scored and tagged because they get different follow-up sequences based on where they're at. Not everybody's in the same place. Some are cold leads, some are warm leads. And so you want to have different nurturing sequences for different leads. You can set this up with Go High Level, which is an all-in-one marketing platform. And then there's also these applications here, which can be used for email and SMS. Okay. And so This is what gives companies predictable growth and allows them to make more money with the same lead flow and the same offer. Like the example with business A versus business B, you can see that a business can make an extra $50,000 per month with the exact same lead flow just by simply changing up their conversion systems and not letting leads fall through the cracks. I mean, how many businesses have a lead list right now? I'm telling you, tons of these businesses have a lead list of hundreds of leads that have said, no, I'm not really interested right now, like 6 months ago. And if they blasted out an email campaign to everyone on that list, they could rake in another $20,000, $50,000 just by emailing a bunch of dead leads. But they don't. They don't have any sort of systems or automations or conversion tools in place to catch those leads that fall out of their funnel and bring them back up into a sale. And so to really hammer the point home about speed to lead, the reason why it's so important is because 78% of customers buy from the company that responds to their inquiry first. 21 times more effective when calling within 5 minutes of a prospect's first contact as opposed to calling after 30 minutes. 7% of companies respond to leads within 5 minutes, while 55% of companies respond in 5 days or more, which is insane. 7 times more likely to qualify leads when reaching out within an hour as opposed to just 1 hour later. 391% increase in lead conversions when responding within 1 minute. That is the big one. And the AI chatbots will respond within 1 minute, which will make a massive difference. And then so businesses that nurture leads make 50% more sales at a cost of 33% less than non-nurtured prospects. Nurtured leads produce a 20% increase in sales opportunities versus other leads. Companies that have mastered lead nurturing have 9% more sales reps making quota. And so the list kind of goes on and on here, but you get the idea. The more that you're able to nurture your leads and hammer them with value and respond to them quickly, the more money that you'll be making instead of leaking. And so when it comes to your converting assets, you want to make sure you understand your target audience. You do really deep market research on them and your competitors. You use attention-grabbing headlines on your website. No fluff where you just say, "Hey, this is Joe's contracting, shop," or you don't want to just say, you just don't want to say fluff. You want to speak to what it is that they actually want. Incorporate emotional triggers. Keep it concise and clear. Leverage social proof, and then just test and iterate. And so this is what gives companies predictable growth and allows them to make more money with the same lead flow and the same offer. And so hopefully this shed a lot of light. I know it was a lot of information, but it's super, super important. And it actually is insane to me how many businesses are leaving so much money on the table when they could easily implement these things and fix them. So yeah, hopefully it was really helpful to you. If you do have any questions at all, you can leave a comment below or you can reach out to me on Instagram and shoot me a DM. I'd be more than happy to help you out. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.